Hi everyone. So I thought I would do kind of an introduction to my knitting pattern Kabuki. And so just on the ways to style it and wear it and kind of give it a little more of a three-dimensional view, since it is a very three-dimensional sculptural piece of knitting. And so I thought I'd start by showing it under a blazer, because that is actually one of my favorite ways to wear kind of these cowls and bibs, almost like a dickie, but just to give your, if you're going to like an event. And as a lawyer, I sometimes have to dress up. I don't actually really dress up anymore the way I don't wear the full suit, etc. But if I'm like wearing a blazer and jeans and I'm in like a cold conference room or something like that, then this is always like a really cool way to just make your neck warm and give you some professional class without throwing on a big sweater or looking like shivering, which is definitely not professional looking. So this is kind of how Kabuki would look under a blazer. And if I pull the blazer off, then we can actually take a look at the design itself. One thing I had intended to show you guys, but can't because I lost it, is the tassel. Tassels are fantastic, and making it detachable was like a stroke of genius for me, but then now I can't find it. So just imagine like when I'm like, oh, and you could put a tassel here. I made one and I actually attached it to a jewelry hook, but can't actually show it to you. So anyway, here's Kabuki, and kind of how I envisioned the front was this ruffle, which it starts up here and it continues this twisted rib collar down and does an expansion, and at the end you get kind of a really playful twisted rib ruffle at the bottom. And so that's kind of the front. But again, you can wear this in a lot of different ways, and another way that I have envisioned it is kind of this sideways way where you get like the pick of the ruffle on one shoulder and then kind of the longer mesh on the other. And again, you can just flip it around and keep wearing it in different directions. And so then this would be kind of the longer, you want more coverage, you just want like a lacier bit. And again, if you had the tassel, it could hang down, but that's kind of the next way of looking at it. One other way of looking at it is literally just using it as a cowl and like kind of giving it a kerchief look where it's just hanging down. Again, you can do that with the front, or you can do it with the ruffle. You can even just have like kind of the ruffle just hang over one shoulder, but the rest of it be bunched up, or make the ruffle super just tight to the neck and like a ruffly cowl. And then one other idea I had was to actually flip this guy inside out and to kind of create, in some respects, almost looks like you've had a scarf that you've twisted around your neck and pulled up. So this is a really versatile piece as far as that goes, and I love the color gradient. Kabuki in Japanese is the like traditional art of theater there, and one of the things that really exemplifies Kabuki is kind of this idea of drama and the idea of precision and structure in performing arts. And so that's why you have this very structured and precise, twisted rib ruffle that goes all the way down. Everything's finished extremely specifically with like a two-stitch I-cord edging, and the cast on is done almost in a seamless twisted rib way. And so my goal with this was to create like a very wearable piece of art, kind of the way Kabuki is. And it's not, Kabuki may be a little more esoteric than, I have been to Kabuki actually when I lived in Tokyo, and it's definitely esoteric, but it's also quite riveting and beautiful and gripping. And I think that this pattern, and especially with these colors, which this is fiber optic yarns cashmere in the honey to fig colorway, if you're wondering exactly what this sample is from, it is really, I think, a way of just celebrating the art of knitting and the kind of the aesthetic of Japan and all of that in one piece. And I'm so excited to share it with you guys. So I hope that you are excited as much for Kabuki as I am to share it with everybody. And again, this pattern will be free from June 12th all the way to July 12th when my next pattern inspired by Japan drops. All of this is in celebration of my forthcoming memoir, Geri, Adventures of a Baka Gaijin, releasing August 12th from Unsolicited Press. And I really, really hope that you love Kabuki as much as I do. Thank you.